Welcome back to Traveling McGee, and I am in Austin, Texas. Originally, my plan was to go to San Antonio. Well, actually, my original plan was to go to Corpus Christi and explore Padre Islands, which I did. I had been to Corpus Christi before. I've also been to San Antonio before, but I was really excited to go to the Padre Islands, and it's about 100 miles long. And I really thought that it would be more accessible. So it's broken up into two pieces, North Padre Islands and South Padre Islands. I explored North Padre Islands, and you can only drive about 5, maybe even 10 miles down into the island. And that's pretty much as far as you can go if you only have two-wheel drive. But they did have a visitor center. The portions of the seashore that are accessible are really just public beaches. You do have to pay to get in to that whole area, but it's really just a big beach area. A couple cool things though about Padre Islands is it is world renowned for windsurfers. So the back bay where the Padre Islands kind of barriers is really well known for windsurfers. It gets a really good breeze apparently, and it's very popular for that. There's also a very specific sea turtle that will nest in and along the Padre Islands, and I'm sure outside the island too, but it specifically goes there. And this time of year is when they're nesting. I didn't see any, but a lot of the park was just pretty inaccessible for me because I only have two-wheel drive. So I was a little bit bummed out. I thought it would be a little bit more accessible. To get to South Padre Islands, I would have to go back out to Corpus Christi, drive all the way down to Brownsville, which is on the Mexico border, and then it's kind of the same thing down there. There's a visitor center, and you can only drive up for about 10 miles on paved road, and then, you know, that's it. So from there, I drove through Corpus Christi and I drove through San Antonio. Again, I've been to both of those places. The weather has just been, you know, it's Texas, it's South Texas, and it's warm, and I'm still close enough to the Gulf that it's just humid. So, you know, that's just been kind of wearing me down the past couple of days. It's very similar to what happened in when I was in the Everglades and all that, you know, South Florida. It's just, at night I cannot get comfortable. Even with my windows down, I'm just not sleeping very well. I am, you know, I'm sweating a lot because I'm hot, so I'm trying to remind myself to drink water often, but I'm sure that affects my mood. But yeah, the past couple days, you know, to be honest, I haven't been doing too well. I've just been kind of, you know, a little bit miserable. I don't mind the heat. I really don't. You know, I've worked in kitchens all my life, but the heat is fine. It's not being able to have a comfortable place to sleep at the end of the day, one. And two, you know, when you're hot and sweaty all day, what do you want to do at the end of the day? You want to take a shower. And I just don't have that ability. So not only am I hot at night, but I'm also kind of, you know, sweaty and dirty throughout from the day. So, I mean, there's ways around that. I could, you know, take showers at truck stops and get a Planet Fitness membership. But because of this, I've decided to alter my transition west a little bit. I think I'm just catching the desert at the wrong time. Once I get out there, I think I'm just hitting it too late. I was hoping to, be out there in a little bit more comfortable weather. And everything could change once I get to West Texas. The humidity really drops, so it should be more comfortable at night. If that's the case, I'll continue on probably with my original itinerary. If that's not the case, I'm going to be going farther up north, cutting in through Albuquerque, New Mexico, and just kind of staying above, the lower part of the desert. So yeah, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for me the past few days. I've been actually putting off making this video just because I just haven't been in the mood to talk or, really do anything. So, but I'm going to force myself to, because I should. Like I said, I'm in Austin, Texas, and today I explored two things. Austin is the state capital of Texas, so I walked around the state capitol building. I'm here on a Sunday, and it was actually a lot more crowded than I thought it would be. And interestingly, there were a lot of international visitors, a lot of international tourists, which was surprising to me. I'm not sure why that was. But it's a beautiful building. It's just like all the other ones that I've visited. They're free, which is always nice. And you can only tour the Senate. The House of Representatives area was being used for, it looked like some type of civilian thing, I'm sure. But it's 3 floors that you're able to access, and there's artwork and statues, and it's a beautiful building, huge building. And the outside, there's like a big square around it that has several Texas state dedicated monuments to the Civil War, to Texas Revolution and the Alamo, several other monuments, but very interesting to walk around. And then from there, I went to the Texas State History Museum, which was, actually, I worked out, the first Sunday of every month for this particular museum, a local grocery store, I guess that's local to here, pays for everyone's admission for that day. So I was able to get in for free, which was really cool. They also have an IMAX theater and a regular kind of theater. So because I got in free, I went ahead and paid for an IMAX. 3 floors that you can explore. It starts out in the prehistoric, early Spanish settlements and the Indian conflicts, and then it transitions into oil. There is an area, that talks about famous people, notable veterans, industry in Texas, the economy in Texas. So for a state museum, I thought it would be a little bit bigger. It is a big museum, but I thought there would be a little bit more. But I'm not going to complain. It was free. Austin's actually, it's a pretty big town, so there's definitely a lot of things that you can explore. But those are the 2 things that kind of interested me the most, just to get little snapshots of, that's one of the reasons why I tend to go to the capitals of states, is because you get a lot more information about the state in general. Right now, so Austin is they call it Texas Hill Country. There, I'm transitioning to the Pacific War Museum of the Pacific War, World War II Museum. It's huge. I've been told that if I go there, it's going to take you at least a day, so I'm looking forward to that. A few more things to check out on this video.